last night in the Windy City. The Bears beat the Cowboys 45-28. Josh McCown had 5 touchdowns, 4 passing and 1 rush. Meanwhile, the defense in Dallas was definitely missing. They allowed 498 yards. They're allowing a league worst 426 yards per game. With the loss, Tony Romo and the boys fall to 13-20. Jerry Jones tries to explain.
I'd like to think that we can do better offensively than we did tonight. But you got to get your possession. But when you do, you got to make them count. And but I think the hope is in turnovers. We've got to probably involve more risks. This is just Coach Jones talking here. I say this tongue in cheek, but we've got to take more risks and try to get more turnovers and give us a chance to get some possessions.
Jerry Jones stating the obvious once again. Cowboys are 13-20 with a loss in December and January. I'm going to give it to Stephen A.
You know what? I might just leave.
You're going to go?
I might.
You don't.
I might.
You don't want to.
No, you know what? I deserve it. I deserve it.
You know, it's like I just don't know where to begin. You know, Skip. First of all, the biggest question that I had, the $64,000 question, Skip. Okay,
make it million.
All right, make $64 million question. And for anybody out there, because I mean, they may not know. What's the name of the punter for the Chicago Bears?
It does not matter.
We don't know who he is.
I know.
You know why? Because he never showed up. They gave him the night off. He didn't even have to work.
Man must be frozen.
They probably sent him somewhere where he was just chilling in a suite, whatever the case may be, just chilling out, relaxing. You know, they take the night off. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. You understand? Why? Because he did not have to punt the entire evening. He had the night off, man. This is unbelievable. Just horrific stuff going on. America's team, the walking piece of mediocrity that they are.
Don't give them mediocrity. They're not mediocre.
The atrocity that they have become. You know, and then you got the own out there. Do we hear some sound from Jason Garrett? No. We sit there hear some blasé stuff from Tony Romo. It's Jerry Jones that is out there front and center. Big talk.
Coach Jones.
Coach Jones. I mean, it's just pathetic. Let's look at some of these numbers here. McCown, by the way, he was coaching high school football last year, was he not? Or even in the NFL. He was coaching high school football, but he shows up 348 yards, a quarterback rating of 141.9.
Do the QBR.
I mean, listen,
it's one of the second highest QBR of the year in the NFL.
Like this, my Lord. Bush running for touchdowns. Forte running for touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey, the minute he caught that pass with 10 seconds left in the first half, I mean, it was a wrap then. Put Chicago up 24-14. But it doesn't matter. They come out, Skip. I went outside a little hungry, Skip. I was a little hungry, you know what I'm saying? And I've been eating well with the salads and all that stuff. But I wanted to splurge a little bit.
You wanted to celebrate.
I wanted to splurge a little bit. I wanted to celebrate. So I went and treated myself to a little bit of junk food.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Skip,
I
came back. I came back, and it was 42-14. You can't make this up, man. These dudes are sorry. And when I say sorry, I'm not talking talent. I'm talking ineptitude. I'm talking the lack of production. I'm talking accident waiting to happen. I'm talking all these different things. You can go ahead and dissect and decipher this game all you want to. It only comes down to this, Skip, no matter what you say. They are an accident waiting to happen, and it is exactly what transpired last night. I find this utterly hilarious. The floor is yours, Skip. I just want to sit here and enjoy your soliloquy, your diatribe, or whatever it is that you need to get out of your mouth and off your chest. I want you to entertain me as if that could be. I don't think you can do a better job than the Cowboys did last night.
Okay, so Skip, yeah.
Go ahead, Skip.
Are you finished?
Yes, I am.
You are so mean. You're not right. You are not right.
You know, let me say that last night wasn't the typical disaster. It did not break my heart.
Okay.
Tony Romo didn't throw for 500 yards and then throw the game-losing interception just when I was ready to re-embrace my Dallas Cowboys that I grew up loving. Mm-hmm. No. I could tell from maybe the second Bears drive, this was going to be no contest. This was hopeless and hapless from the start. And Stephen A. Smith, even you did pick the Bears. I congratulate you on that. But you even picked it close. You got it 24-21, right?
24-20, yeah.
24-20?
Yep.
And I watched Countdown religiously last night. Of our 10 prognosticators just before game time, 7 picked the Dallas Cowboys. I picked the Dallas Cowboys by 1 point, 30-29. Heck, some people were laughing at me yesterday here in the studio for giving Dallas 30 points worth of credit in what was going to be a 10-degree night. How are they going to score 30? Well, they did score 28. But the Chicago Bears scored 45. And when it was over, I was just numb. I wasn't heartbroken. I wasn't upset. I wasn't near tears. I was numb. And when I saw Jerry's soundbite this morning, I wanted to fire Coach Jones for the embarrassment he has wrought in Dallas, Texas. Stephen A., was I surprised? Wasn't that the original question? I was stunned. I was stunned by how shamefully sorry the defense was again last night. I didn't see that coming against Josh McCown. Seriously? And I'm here to admit to you, I have been hanging on for dear life to one game, just one game, and I brought it up many times on this show. One game this whole NFL season threw me a big curveball. It was on October 20th at Philadelphia. The team now front-running in the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles on their home turf 17-3. Nick Foles played 3 quarters of that game before he got concussed. Wait a minute. This defense held that team on its home field to 3 points? That's impossible. But here's the truth. It was a complete, bizarre, inexplicable aberration. It's the outlier of the whole year. You've got to throw it out. I got to let it go because I said a month ago, after that debacle, that all-time humiliation on Sunday Night Football in New Orleans, remember that? Remember 40 NFL record first downs by the New Orleans Saints? I said that night, Monty Kiffin has to be sent home. Nice man. It's over for Monty Kiffin. He must be fired. He must be put out of his misery. Did that happen? No, that did not happen. So, Jerry, I beg you again, if you're not going to fire yourself this morning, you at least have to replace the poor defensive coordinator whom you replaced Rob Ryan with last year. Jerry, Rob Ryan's New Orleans defense is now 3rd against the pass in the National Football League. Your defense, coached by Monty Kiffin, is dead last in the National Football League. How do you explain this? How can anybody live with this? And obviously, Jerry Jones keeps hanging on to the fact that that defense had forced the 5th most turnovers in the NFL. And I will say this. If there was any small positives last night, the Dallas defense did get its hands on 2 McCown passes that should have been intercepted.
That's true.
That's about it. And there was one bad call, I thought, on Brandon Carr where he got called for holding on a 3rd pass that was intercepted and returned down to about the Bears' 20-yard line. But do I think Dallas would have won if they'd intercepted all 3 of those balls? I do not, because the defense had no chance against Josh McCown. And here's my final point. This one on Jason Garrett's head. Wasn't it clear to you after the first couple of drives that Dallas couldn't just keep running the ball if it was going to hold serve with the Chicago Bears?
Can we bring that up?
This brilliant game plan? Oh, Dallas, you ran for almost 200 yards last night, and you lost 45-28 because you kept running the ball. You've got this guy you paid $55 guaranteed million to, Tony Romo, who now has 27 touchdown passes to only 7 interceptions. Wouldn't you think about letting Tony Romo throw it and throw it and throw it some more? He completed all of 11 out of 20 passes for a grand total last night of 104 yards. Do you think you're going to win a shootout in 10-degree weather if your quarterback that you paid $55 million to throws for 104 yards? No, you're going to lose haplessly and hopelessly. And in the end, I blame, number 1, Jerry Jones. I blame, number 2, Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli, who coached this defense, and I put quotes around the word coach. It's uninspired. It's lifeless. It plays without urgency, without fire, without passion. It did lose Sean Lee again last night. It lost Bruce Carter. I don't care. DeMarcus Ware was out there. Brandon Carr was out there. Where were you, Dallas defense? This whole team has no sense of urgency. It does not care anymore. It's just happy to pick up its checks and go home. And it went home with its tails between its legs last night. And you know what? I don't think Tony Romo lost any sleep.
Nope.
He was just fine. He's got his money. He's got the beautiful wife. She's expecting their second child, and life is good in the Romo household because they've done okay this year. They've won a few games here and there. They're not a complete joke. Until last night, I thought they were a complete joke. I can't take them. I can't watch them anymore. I'm out. I'm going with you to Dunkin' Donuts next time.
He didn't go to Dunkin' Donuts.
I think he did.
He's here for you. It's a hug.
He's going to hug me.
It's a hugging moment.
Yeah, I get it.
You guys were having a touching moment.
Thank you.
On first take.
I needed this.
Oh, God.
I needed this so bad. Even though you just punctured my eardrum with your microphone, it's okay.
You know...
No, keep the music.
I'm here for you, Skip. I am here for you because listen, man. I keep telling y'all. I told y'all this. You know what it is? It's the $1 billion playpen. It's the $1 billion owner. It's Showtime. It's Hype City. It's the Big D. It's the star on the helmets. It's the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. It's all of this stuff, man. And here's the beauty of it all. This is the one thing that you didn't admit that you missed in all of the things that you just said, Skip, which were very, very eloquent, very heartfelt, very humble. One thing you missed. It actually gets worse. It actually gets worse.
Stephen A. B. Nice.
They've got Aaron Rodgers up next.
If he plays, I'm just sure he will.
Because Green Bay has to win.
Sure.
Now that they're in the hunt. Then after that, the Washington Redskins, this season down the tubes. If you know anything about Redskin Nation, it's everything. I just got off the phone with one of my loved ones. She was talking about, the Redskins that live in D.C. It's all about the Cowboys. Now, the only thing that can salvage the Redskin season is if they beat the Cowboys. When the Cowboys come, when they play the Cowboys, that's all they got left. So they'll be ready. And by the way, that game, I believe that will be at FedEx Field, won't it?
Sure.
I believe so.
No, it is.
And then, if you're lucky enough to get past those two, which I doubt it, then you're talking about a game for it all for the third consecutive year on Dallas's turf. It's set up for Dallas to sit there and tease everybody into believing we're still here, we're coming, we're going to make the playoffs, and then to break your heart. It's who they are.
So you're done.
They're heart wreckers. Oh, no, they never had my heart.
No,
the Cowboys.
You don't even give them a chance.
You know what? Of course I give them a chance. I give them a chance. Whatever the chance is, Kerry, of them breaking your heart the most, they will do. Okay. Now, if it means winning and winning the next three and then making you believe they're going to have a shot at the Super Bowl, they'll break your heart. If it means that you're wondering about them, but they're still in a playoff hunt, then they'll lose to not get to the playoffs. Whatever will break your heart the most, that's what you can book the Cowboys on. You can take it to Vegas. You can bet your check on it. This is what they do. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves.
You know what ticked me off the most last night? Is that I realized that mathematically they're still in it.
They are.
Because they're in such a sorry division. And so now I have to sweat this out next week. Will Aaron Rodgers play or not?
Right.
And then
after that,
can they go to FedEx or not?
Yeah.
And then if they get through that, can they beat Philly at Jerry World or not?
With a game to get into the postseason. Will they do it? This is what they do. This is what they do. Now, mind you, if they're done, let's say, for example, if they lose and then the Eagles win and they're out of it before the last game of the season, they'll blow the Eagles out to close out the season, to make you think that the offseason, next year will be better. But if it's a game for it all, they will plummet. They will sink.
Listen,
it's what they do.
Look at your friend.
Hey, man.
Are you ready to give up on the Cowboys?
I'm ready for the next question.
You can't even say it. We're here for you.
Okay, thank you.
Coming up next, let's talk about that other team. Josh McCown made his fourth straight start against the Cowboys. Stephen A. still